Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the Seiko Brightz SDGM003, a discontinued watch that's often referred to as the baby grand Seiko and has paved the way for a lot of the modern Seiko Presage models that you see out there today. So let's take a look at what a Seiko Brightz is and a quick review of this watch to see what makes it truly amazing. So let's take a quick look at where Seiko Brightz falls within the overall family. So this here is the Seiko Brightz SDGM003, and on the left hand side here we have the typical Seiko models. Now this will range anywhere from the regular Seiko 5s, the Seiko automatics, any of the Seiko quartz models, more of the lower end. And on the right hand side we have the Grand Seiko. So this is where you start getting into more precious materials or different materials. For example, the Grand Seiko Snowflake here is titanium, whereas this one is stainless steel. And in between, somewhere in between both of these models, is the Seiko Brightz. Now, the Seiko Brightz is a perfect mix between, the higher end and the entry level of Seiko. They go into better level of finishing. You're going to see a lot of high polished areas that you're going to see in the Grand Seiko lineup. You start getting into sapphire crystal as a standard, but more so, you see things just carried out a little bit better. So when you're comparing to a regular Seiko Presage, for example, you get the quality that you would out of a very much, a higher end watch without having to spend high end money. They're not that common, which makes them just a little bit more special. So let's get back into the SDGM003. Now, when you pick up this watch, one of the first things that you're going to notice is the dial. It has a really nice, almost like a lacquer finish dial to it. Even though it's not lacquer finish, it's going to give you that kind of impression. It's very, very well executed. And if you look here, you can see that it has a really nice starburst pattern to it. It's kind of where all the modern Presages have taken a lot of their inspiration from. It's not deep ridges, but they're there. You can see them. It gives you a beautiful, elegant design on the watch. And it also has a sapphire crystal, which a lot of the Seiko Presage models do not have, which gives you a perfect, clear view of the dial. It's just so perfectly executed. All the indices are applied. They're not painted. So you get that really nice, sharp dial and clean lines that you want from a watch like this. Now let's take a look at the finishing of this watch. As we talked about earlier, Seiko Brightz has a little bit better finishing, and you can see that here on the polished edge. It is really, really well executed and is contrasted by brushed and polished surfaces throughout. So here you see you have a nice polished edge at the top here, brushed lugs, nice brush center with a polished bottom. This attention to detail is what makes the Seiko Brightz just really stand out. Even when you're looking at the overall case and the materials that they're using, you have the DiaShield coating on the watch itself. So even on the bracelet, the entire case, that's just going to make the watch look newer for longer. So here we can see this watch looks practically brand new, and this is something that's been worn on a regular basis. You can see even the clasp is held up very well, and this is where you see a lot of your wear on watches is on the bracelet, but the DiaShield coating holds up really, really amazing, making this watch look new for a lot longer. Now let's take a look at the bracelet here just in a little bit more detail. That same level of finishing carries through where you have the nice polished edges on the center link. That's going to carry all the way down the bracelet, matching the polish on the actual case. It's just a different level of finish that you get with a Seiko Brightz. And let's take a look at materials for a second. So here we're taking a look at the crown, and you can see that it's actually a nice black resin, I believe it is, that they use for it, instead of just having your standard Seiko signed crown. It really plays well with the dial. I love this combination. It just brings out what a Seiko Brightz is all about. So let's take a look at what powers this watch. It has the Seiko 6R15 movement, which is a little bit of an older movement since, the newer watches are now onto the 6R35, which is essentially the same movement, longer power reserve, but this one here, still a solid movement. The 6R lineup is great. It does still have the same kind of accuracy that Seiko offers of plus 25 to minus 15 seconds a day, as it's not a chronometer spec watch. Overall, in this watch, it's a perfectly fine movement. And this one here in particular has been running at just a few seconds a day, which is very acceptable. So what are my final thoughts on this watch? I personally love the Seiko Brightz lineup. The level of finishing that they have, the rarity of it, the overall quality of it, it's something that really, really makes me want more of them. And this watch really takes it to another level. If you're looking at getting a Seiko Presage, you should try to find yourselves one of these. You'll be a lot happier with this, I think, than a standard Presage. This watch is often compared to the Sarb series, and that is a very good compliment for it. You can wear this thing and have it look relatively new after having it for years. You can see here, it looks great. And I wear this watch. And the overall finishing that you get from it is fantastic. So even when it's on the wrist, you're wearing it guilt-free. You're not having to worry about, getting scratches on it, wear marks, regular swirls throughout the stainless steel. And all while wearing a Seiko Brightz. It's not a watch that you're likely going to run into somebody else that has one on their wrist. If you run into another watch enthusiast, this is something that you can truly talk about. And from a price point standpoint, you're not going to be paying that much more than pretty much anything else in the Seiko range that's, a Presage or something similar. It is something that I strongly suggest you all go check out. Let me know what you guys think about it below.